Hello friends, welcome to my this channel. I am your host Suketu sir. We are trying to teach computer step by step, and for that we have created different series. This is the first series, Basics of Computer. We'll come out with the Word, Excel, Internet and different DTP technologies. We have used English as a language, but we have also created same videos in Gujarati. Today we are going to start with a new topic. So let us start with the new topic today. Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to talk about the CPU structure, one of the most important part of the computer system, most important device of the computer system. Let us understand how CPU is working from inside and what are the parts which are helping him to do this work. Basically, CPU from inside is divided into three parts: all disk drives, power supply and motherboard. Let us first talk about the power supply. Okay, now the very first disk drive that was invented was floppy disk drive. It had a very small capacity. At that time it was only 256 KB, but it was very flexible. You can take information wherever you want. You can use it in another computer, so it has a flexibility. The limitation was the capacity of the disk to store the information. Scientists had gone further for the invention, and after some time they developed something known as hard disk drive. Very huge in storage capacity, although it started with only 10 MB in beginning, but then it went on 20 MB, 40 MB, from MB it went to GB, from GB it went to TB. Currently, what we have is a 2 TB hard disk currently available in market, and 4 TB and all that are already in process and they are already in market, and they will be launched very soon. So hard disk had solved the problem of storage capacity, but we had lost the flexibility because hard disk cannot be removed from the CPU. It always remains in the CPU only. So further the development came into process, and now we had CD-ROM drive. Very good capacity, not huge as hard disk, but it had also had a flexibility. It had 8 MB drive capacity. After CD we had a DVD-ROM drive, and there were many other development that were in process after CD-ROM. We ultimately came down to the most latest device available now in this drive is pen drive. It also is a flexible, you can carry information anywhere, and it also available in a very good size. Not as good as hard disk drive, but it had sufficient good capacity to carry a very large information from here. So this was all about the disk drive. The purpose of the disk drive is to input and output the information, to take information and give information. Then came the next part, power supply. One of the most important device, as I have said you in definition, computer system is an electronic device which has something to do with the information. Electronic device, so it needs electricity and a proper power management. Three important features of power supply are cleaning the power, stabilizing the power, and make an efficient distribution of this power. Cleaning here means the electricity that we get in office or residence is not pure or clean. It has spikes, surges and many other problems associated with it. So the first thing of power supply is to minimize this kacharas, minimize this blanks. Second was to have a stabilized power, not more, not less. Balancing, saving it from high voltage and low voltage, that is stabilizing the power. And last was efficiency of distribution. Every device in CPU has a different requirement. One of the device needs 1 watt, whereas other device may need 57 watt, some may need 128 watt. Every device has to be provided appropriate and proper power to make it functional. This is the job of power supply, to make the efficient distribution of the power. So that was all about the disk drive and power supply, and then now we shift to one of the most important part of the system, and that is the motherboard. Motherboard is known to be heart of a CPU, heart of a CPU. Motherboard itself has many devices to perform all these functions. Let us see what are they. The very first device, very first unit that is on motherboard is RAM slot, random access memory. The purpose of random access memory is to hold the information. Every information that comes in from anywhere, whether it is coming from disk drive, keyboard, mouse, or any other input devices, comes to the RAM slot. The purpose of the RAM is to hold the information that has come from the input device or from any other devices. Once it is decided what is to be done of that information, that is, it needs to be processed, it needs to be stored, it needs to be displayed, or whatever it may be, motherboard instructs RAM to get it information to particular device. Let us take an example wherein we have received an information 2 multiplied by 4. So we have a data known as 2 and 4, which needs a process of multiplication. And multiplication has to be done by the brain of the computer, that is the microprocessor, CPU chip in the CPU structure. This is the brain of computer, which does the job of processing the information. Here in this case, it is going to do multiplication. RAM has given the data 2 and 4 to the CPU chip, and a process named multiplication to be done on that 2 data. Although CPU chip is the brain of computer, it cannot do anything on its own. For everything, CPU needs to have a software, program, or set of instructions. This set of instructions helps CPU to perform the functions. In this case, CPU needs a multiplication software, multiplication program, or a set of instructions which can do multiplication. So CPU chip has requested RAM to get those information. RAM slot has requested all disk drive to provide the multiplication program, software, or set of instruction so that CPU can do that job. Disk drive has given that information again to RAM slot and not CPU, because every information has to first come to RAM slot. RAM slot by one gives the instruction. Let's assume multiplication has a 42 instruction. So RAM will give first instruction to the CPU chip. CPU chip will follow that instruction, do the process. Then second instruction, third instruction, fourth instruction. Every instruction is followed by the CPU and process is further going ahead. On the 42nd instruction, CPU chip has completed the process and it has a result known as 8, a new data 8, 2 multiplied by 4. CPU chip will obviously give this 8 information to RAM and say by mera kaam pura, now aapka kaam shuru. RAM slot will again look at motherboard, what is to be done of 8. Motherboard understands from the user instruction this 8 needs to be displayed to the monitor. Now monitor is an external device, and to connect every external device, whether it is a monitor, it is a printer, it is a keyboard or mouse, motherboard has something known as expansion slot or PCI slots. Different kind of cards related to each device are fixed on this expansion slot. Say for example, if you want to talk to monitor, we should have display card. Display card is again a set of instruction in form of hardware which will be fitted on this expansion slot. So expansion slot is a medium between the motherboard and the external devices. What RAM will do is RAM will give this information, that is result 8, to expansion slot number 2. It knows it that expansion slot number 2 has a display card, and display card is connected to the monitor through the wire. Display card has a set of instruction. It knows it how to communicate with the monitor. On the basis of those set of instruction, display card is giving instruction to monitor by take this information 8 and display it on row number 7 and column number 15 in red color, and monitor does it. This is how the internal communication takes place between the different devices of the computer. Apart from this, there is something also known as ROM chip and lithium rechargeable battery inside the CPU fitted on motherboard. It is a read-only memory which does the booting sequence of the chip. Starting sequence chip. As I said you, nothing in computer can be done on its own. So computer, in order to start, needs an instruction, and to boot or to start the computer, instructions are available on this ROM chip given by the manufacturer of the motherboard. And accordingly, when you press the start button in the CPU, the power supply gives control to motherboard. Motherboard first gives control to ROM chip, and ROM chip has a booting sequence instruction, and it starts computer for you, and it starts computer till you get the start button in Windows operating system. This is what is the role of ROM chip. Everything in computer works only if you have a set of instruction, program, or set of instructions. It is a combination of hardware and software which makes computer work, and most important part of making this work is the CPU structure. I hope you have understood things very well. If you have any doubt, please put it something on your comments. We'll be pleased to reply you after reading your comments. Thank you so much. Thank you so much to everybody. I hope you had enjoyed this video lecture. Your comments and suggestions are important to us. Basic purpose of developing this online education system is to help students and promote computer education to all. Please suggest your friends and family members to visit our channel to promote this online computer education. I hereby thank to all my IT staff members for all their support. Specifically, I would like to thank management of Gurukul School for encouraging me to develop this online education system for all. So next time we will meet with new video, new topic on computer. Till then, bye. Thank you again.